Hello, everybody. Firstly, I'll introduce myself. I'm Aishman Batra. I hail from Guwahati, Assam. I scored 100 percentile in 5 subjects in CVT, and currently I'm pursuing BCom honors in Shri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. So I've had a lot of experiences like while giving this whole journey of CVT. So actually, I'll tell you my story. My first slot was during 15th of July. That was the first exam that was held, and then I had another exam held during 4th of August. However, due to some technical issues, the general test was not able to be conducted, and hence I had to give the exam all the second slot back again. The exam, all the subjects that I had given back on 4th August, I had to give all of them back again on 24th August. So I had to do that, and that too in a single day notice. I got to know on 22nd of August about the exam that will be held on 24th. So I had to do it again, all of it. So CVT was basically a very roller coaster ride. So I got to know a lot about it. Basically, how you have to keep persisting, how you don't have to give up. Essentially what we see is when people have like when people appear for competitive exam, they're like, I need to defeat everyone and I need to be on the top. However, what I've realized is that it's human nature to give up. What most people do is that they keep working hard, but towards one point they actually give up because they are like, I cannot go on further, I'm tired of all the grind and all the hard work. So the key to cracking a competitive exam is to not give up. If you keep striving and if you consistently put all the efforts, you will reach to the place where you desire to be. So also for like, I'll give you a brief strategy that I use for my CUT exam so that you all can also use it and then achieve great success and make it to your dream colleges. So the strategy that I used is basically a 3-layer strategy in which I'll visualize through a cake. Okay, when you're preparing a cake, there are 3 steps to it. First, there's the base of the cake, and then you do the frosting, that is the cream. Okay, and then you have the decoration wherein you light up the candles. There's you add the chocolates and everything. So there's 3 layers to it. Similarly, for your CVT preparation as well, there will be 3 layers, and that is going to answer the most important question which students face: how to manage boards and CVT. The answer is you don't need to. Boards is a part of CUT in a way. Boards, the effort that you'll put in towards studying for boards will in fact reinforce in your CUT preparation and will help you reach the goal that you want and in an even more efficient and better way. So I'll list down the way in which you can actually make a comparison from the cake to that of a that of the CUT preparation journey. So when it comes to the base of the cake, similarly in your CUT preparation as well, you have the base, the fundamentals, or the base on which your whole preparation relies on. That is your concepts. You need to understand concepts because in this world, your application is being tested, your application skills, your analysis skills, your observational skills. So for that, you need to have a crystal clear understanding of the concepts. So while you have studied your entire preparation throughout the journey, what you have essentially done is you have tried to understand the concepts. So even if there have been some discrepancies or you would have failed or maybe not been able to understand some concepts, this is your time to actually make amends for that and understand those concepts. So the first base of the cake is concepts plus notes. So while you're studying, you need to prepare notes, just basic notes. You don't have to make it too fancy, just basic notes, so that because in CUT, all the exams would be in a single day, or majority all the exams in a single slot would be in a single day. It can also happen that both your slots can be scheduled in a single day. So what essentially it boils down to is that you need to revise quickly. For that, you do need notes. So that is your base of the cake, concepts plus notes. And then the frosting, it's the board exam preparation. For that, you tend to solve previous year question papers for board exams, and you also tend to solve sample papers, right? Through that, you actually heighten your concept and you improve the understanding of the concept that you studied. You practice more, and everyone is very well familiar with the adage, practice makes a man perfect. So this is your practice stage, and that basically is the frosting of the cake. So for now, like, your board exams are ongoing. You have 3 more exams left right now, as far as I can recall. So study really well for that. Practice as many sample papers and previous year questions as you can, so as to develop a crystal clear understanding of the subject, and that would help you in your CUT preparation as well. After that, the third and the final stage it's the most important stage, because if your cake does not look good, doesn't matter how good it tastes, nobody's gonna even look at it, right? Because it's not tasting good. It's not looking good. So the taste does not matter at all, because if it does not look good, people won't be tempted to even try it. Similarly, in your CUT preparation, if you're not focusing on revision and mock test, the entire preparation would be a waste. So essentially what you need to do is you have to solve a lot of mock tests. The moment your board exams get over, just take 2 to 3 days to catch up with the deleted part of syllabus, or the part of syllabus that was not there in your board exams. Try to catch up with that, and post that, start solving lots of mock papers. So when you'll solve those mock papers, you'll find out some weakness. You don't have to worry about it. Mistakes are part and parcel of life. You'll make them, but most important thing is that you need to understand those mistakes. You need to analyze the patterns. Why are you making those mistakes? And most importantly, you don't have to repeat them. So that is exactly what you have to do. Solve mock test, find out the mistakes, analyze them, don't repeat them. And meanwhile, keep on revising the content wherever you feel your areas are weak. Instead of consistently revising all the syllabus again after boards, try solving mock tests. And then within that, whichever areas you're getting wrong or whichever areas you feel are a part of weakness for you, you can actually start giving them more attention for revision phase. And for the rest of it, you can continue giving mocks, and then you can get a very good idea as to how to tackle the exam. And also, please, you could follow this method, that give every exam, give every mock test as if it's your final exam, and give the final exam as if it's your mock test. Because if you would have given so many mock tests, and if you give the final exam as a mock test, you'd be very relieved and tension free and stress free. So you'd be able to give the paper in a better manner. You'll be able to concentrate better. You'll be able to remove the aspects of anxiety from it, because ye nahi sochna, you don't have to think that this is the life changing moment for me, and if I screw this up, I'll be a mess, my life will be a mess. You don't have to think like that. And I know it tends to happen. We do tend to think like that this is like the most important part of my life, but nothing, it's not like that. You'll be able to ace it, but you have to remove that fear from your mind. So for that, you need to solve a lot of mock tests. Only then will you be able to become familiar and comfortable with the setting of giving exams, right? Giving exams and giving tests and everything is also a skill. You need to develop that. So you need to consistently give as many mock tests as possible. You need to analyze the patterns where you're making mistake, and you don't have to repeat that. So this is the most important thing that you have to do. Consistently give mock tests, then analyze them, and then find out the mistakes. You can take screenshots if you want. You can make a whole repository of the mistakes that you've made, and towards the end of the exam, you can revise them. And meanwhile, the mistakes that you find out, you can relate back which topic does it occur in, and then you can go back and study the topic very well. Even for subjects like general test, you don't need to study all the subjects or all the parts like from scratch. Instead, what you can do is you can start with the mock test, and whichever area, let's say direction sense is weak, so you can go to YouTube or you can go to the coaching modules, and then you can refer to the modules or the lectures for direction sense instead of going through everything. So you have to find out what you're naturally good at. You have to make your strength an even bigger strength, and the weakness you have to deal with that by focusing on them more. So that is a good structured way to deal with that. And I hope that you can take this away from this session, that you will be able to have a more structured way, use mocks to your benefit. And then please remember this 3-layer strategy. Firstly, concepts plus notes. Then it's your boards, PYQs and sample papers, previous year questions and sample papers. And thirdly, it's your revision plus mock tests. I hope I was able to add value to your life through this session. And I'd love to take up some doubts if there are any. And I hope that this has been a fruitful discussion. And if there is anything that can be like explained further, I'd love to do that. Thank you. Perfection is becoming a better version of yourself daily. That is, that if I look myself, the Aishman that was there yesterday, I need to say that I'm a better individual today. That is perfection to me. Because if you constantly strive yourself to a better individual each day, you're putting in efforts, like doing something better today to learn, to improve yourself. And that is how you become perfect. Because there is no perfection. You cannot become infinity. You can only tend to infinity. And you can do that only by consistently putting all the efforts and then becoming a better individual each day. So there's a numerical, I don't remember the exact values, but if you basically, if there's e to the power 365, or basically any number, let's say, if you multiply it to the power 365, the number would remain the same. But if you make it 1.1 to the power 365, it would become 37 or something around that. So the magnitude with which you grow, if you consistently put in the efforts, is great. And that is how you can achieve perfection. Like there's one most important thing that I want to do is to leave behind a very good legacy. I don't want to be a selfish individual and just work for myself and then die as if like just working for myself and my family. I want to create genuine impact. So that is something I could be doing. So for that, first, like there's a saying, you got to feed yourself first before you do charity. So I aim to achieve financial independence firstly, and I'll do so while doing some things, while working in areas that actually interest me. for now, finance is a domain that interests me a lot. So I'm hoping to basically delve deeper into that. So maybe that could be a part of my career through which I start. And then eventually, towards the age of 30, what I want to achieve is financial independence. And then towards that phase, I want to create startups or something like that. And then I want to help more and more people by creating genuine impact. So that is something that I want to do. Apart from that, towards the age of 30, one important thing that should be there in your life is work-life balance. It's not like I'll be shying away from work when there will be required, when it would require me to work, I'd be willing to work 18 hours a day, not a problem. But what should be there is that you should not be selling your time for money. Rather, you should be creating assets, right? You should invest your money for a long-term benefit. So maybe if you are working 18 hours a day for a few months or for a few years, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Huh. So if you're working consistently, 18 hours a day, let's say, but you're creating a startup or you're creating something impactful that is going to generate returns throughout your life, or that is going to create impact throughout your life, that is way better than selling your time doing something that is that would not create genuine impact and would just basically feed your stomach, or would just basically result in lavish spending. That is one more thing. And then towards the end of my life, I want to gain so much experience that I am able to become an angel investor, so that I'm able to guide all the knowledge and wisdom that I gain to the new age startups, and also able to fund them. So that is something I aspire to do in long term. So these are the aims that I have in a way. Initially, what happened is that my mind was hell bent on investment banking. When I got into college, even from class 11 only, it was like investment banker hi banna hai, because I researched a lot ki kya career mein karna and everything. So it was pretty clear to me ki investment banker hi banna hai. But when I scored this rank in CVT, I converted St. Stephen's, Shahid Sukhdev and SRCC, all of them. So I talked to a lot of alumni of all those colleges. So I told them कि मेरा aim investment banking है, तो उसके लिए college कौन सा better है. But they told me that don't keep a rigid approach. So from then onwards, I learned that I should not be keeping a rigid approach. So for now, I'm interested in finance, but what's to say what interests me in the future. So for now, it's good to have a direction. But if fashion is something that interests me, then who knows? Maybe you can find me 5 years down the line into fashion. So I'll keep a open mind.